I know things you never see. You never see someone taking a shit while running at full speed.
Come on, Key, get rid of some of them turds in the shit box.
Welcome to the Bathroom Break Podcast with me, Rab himself. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Bathroom Break Podcast. This week, I sat down with tattoo artist Mitchell Canter for a pretty raw conversation. We talked about old tour stories and his work as a tattoo artist. Hope you enjoy the episode. Uh-huh. Give it a little.
Hello. Hey. It's weird because I'm sitting across from you right now, and it still feels like we're talking on the radio like far away.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Now we're just in some radio world. Yeah. Look at him. What boy is officially radio.
What TV show is this?
Come on now. All right. Well, hey, welcome everybody to the Bathroom Break Podcast. I'm your host, Rab himself. Today, this week, we have an awesome guest, my friend Mitchell Canter, or Mitchell Tattoo. Pretty much, he is, the best tattoo artist that I know. He'll probably be humble and say otherwise, but I'm just excited to have him on the show today. He's an amazing artist all around, but he does tattoos, and he covered up one of my really bad tattoos from years ago, and then just recently gave my wife and I tattoos a couple days back. And yes, I just wanted to welcome Mitchell onto the show.
Hey now.
Yeah, boy.
We're in here now, yeah.
We're in
radio world now.
Yeah, we're deep in radio world. Hello.
Hey now. Give it a shot. Hey now.
Dude, I know it's funny because you just put on my really awesome headphones and
oh yeah, they fit my ears perfect. I think they were made for it.
Dude, they're like the $4 special on Amazon. So he decided to write Sony on the side instead of Sony, like some hawk bad off-brand version of Sony headphones.
They fit so well.
Yeah, it's funny. It transforms you right into the radio world here.
Yeah, here we are. You don't need the Bose headphones like you got to be out here, obviously, because I'm right with you on the Sonys. I'd like to thank Sony for this. They've been supporting all my headphone needs for a long time.
Yeah. Oh man, that brings up who our sponsors are this week. This week we have Edible Spray Paint is one of our sponsors, and we also have the Flowbee, the haircut machine. It's they are two incredible sponsors, and I thought, you have a long mane of hair, and I wondered maybe if you would want me to buy you the Flowbee haircut system.
Can you explain to me what this is here?
I mean, dude, it's like from Wayne's World, back in the day.
Flow.
Yeah. He's like, it really sucks when you. And it made me think of that. It's so funny. Back in the day, they had that on Wayne's World, and I was trying to find some sponsors for this week, and
it sucks and cuts.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah. Dude, so bad. And also edible spray paint. I wonder if people that are just huffing spray paint kept getting toxic poisoning from all the huffing, so they had to make it edible so that these people who have drug addictions through inhalants could eat the stuff when they're done with it.
Yeah, that way you're at least getting some nutrients while you're getting high at the same time.
There's a picture of the edible spray paint, spray painting like a turkey or something. And it's this turkey looks good, but it'd be way better if it was gold. I need a gold turkey. I'm not gonna eat anything unless it's gold plated. So
we are in LA, and I think that's perfect. So hands down to the gold turkey spray paint.
Yeah. And then, of course, after you get the gold spray paint turkey, somebody's like, do they have diamond spray paint? Because, gold's not even good enough for me. I need a diamond spray paint. But it's just ridiculous. So those are our lovely sponsors this week.
Thanks for them,
Yeah, boy.
Where would we be without that,
Right here in the same exact spot recording this episode. Dude, I was just kind of thinking back when I talked to you about being on the podcast, and I was thinking back to how we met each other and you know, and how we became friends, you know, whatever it is, 10, 12 years ago at this point. And those were some funny days that I was just thinking of some of the stuff. And we met on on this tour, and it was like the Loud Energy drink.
Loud energy drink.
Yeah. And it was like.
You ever heard of it?
Yeah, no. Because I think it came and went as fast as that tour did.
Absolutely.
You know, and it was some dude, like, I feel like we ran into him in Houston, some big dude like that was trying to start some energy drink, and he spray painted the side of this crappy like RV with like the logo, and was like, hey, I'm gonna give you guys all this and that, whatever. And it was like, okay, I mean, whatever, there's like 30 energy drinks out there, does this one matter?
Yeah.
You know, but somehow they sponsored that tour, and that's how you and I ended up meeting. And it was funny because, you know, there was some dude that I had never met that was saying that he was my manager or something, and then like he knew you, and then somehow through like MySpace or something like that, like I ended up getting on this tour. And just kind of, it was me and this DJ Silver. He like kind of already worked a lot and was always touring and stuff. And so him and I went together and did this. And then you came on as the tattoo artist.
Yeah.
And this dude Hayner, who's like this awesome motorcycle racer dude, like he was like, you know, I kind of like retiring from racing, and so he came on as well. And then there was like these other dudes that like I don't know, man. Like the one guy ended up getting the nickname Poop.
Yeah.
And
well, what I mean, that guy pretty much hand chose a bunch of people to help him get pussy.
Yeah.
And all the matter. Like, okay, I lack everything, so let's get a famous guy, fuck, throw Rab on there. Let's get an artist, fuck, throw Mitchell on. Let's get a music guy, throw DJ Silver. I'm definitely getting fucking pussy. Like, that's what happened.
I'm getting so much pussy on this tour.
And
I
lots
know,
of energy drinks.
dude. Because remember, like, you were like tattooing me because I had this god awful like tribal tattoo that I drew myself on the back of my leg, and it was embarrassing. But I just thought, like, all right, I don't see it, so I'll just try to forget about it. But you kept seeing it and being like, dude, what is that? And I'm like,
it's like a Goldberg tribal.
Yeah.
Like, and you spun it off into your own thing, which is even better because like, you can't get any original than that. Like, that is the worst shit. And you're like, make this up.
It's so bad. Like, yeah, I was telling you the other day, like, I was down at that like MTV Spring Break in Cancun with Dunn. Like, I used to host them with Ryan, and I'm sitting there, and this girl like comes up at the bar, and she's like, "Oh, what's that tattoo? Like, what does that mean?" And I tried to be like, yeah, I don't know, it's something stupid. I just like saw it on the wall at the tattoo parlor and then just told him put it on there. And Ryan's sitting right there like, no, you fucking didn't. He's like, you drew that stupid thing yourself and then got it. And I was like, oh.
Don't you fucking hate that, dude? I fucking hate, like, let it go. Let it go. It's between us. Let it go.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Shit. You know? And
now
then
you're
like
sitting there with your dick in your hand looking like an idiot. Thanks.
Yeah, like I didn't look like an idiot enough with this tribal thing on my leg. Then Dunn just called me out of my shit and was like, nah, dude, that's not how it happened at all. And that's, dude, I mean, that's hilarious. So like this dumb tribal tattoo is on my leg, and you're like, oh, we got to cover it up. And I'm like, dude, I've been trying to get it covered up for like years. I've been asking people like, what could I get on my leg?
Yeah.
I'll take anything. Like, you could pretty much put a dildo on this thing to cover it up, because whatever would cover it up. And everyone's like, I don't know, it's too dark and there's too much crap in the middle. Like, there's nothing you could put over it. It'll just look terrible. And somehow you figured out, you know, like when you're looking at it.
Yeah, I mean, we had one guy on the tour, on this Loud Energy drink tour, that was like, I'm the fucking tattoo man, and there ain't nothing you're gonna be able to do with that.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'm a 1 year in, like, trying to do whatever I can. I'm like, fuck, let's just do it. And it turned out all right.
Yeah, and you like freehand this tree on it, and it like covers all the shitty tribal thing, like so the branches like covered that up,
Yeah.
and then you left one little spot so that I'll always remember that the tribal is
I
there.
pretty much used the tribal as the base of the tree, and then I did everything around it really nice and just left the tribal there. So if you really look, you see that fucking goddamn tribal.
He wouldn't let me get rid of it. He had to have me keep just a little bit of it. But anyway, when we're getting that tattoo, we're like laying there in some random lady's house, and they're like, "Come on, Rab, like hurry up with the tattoo. We gotta go get some pussy," you know. And like I just remember you and I looking at it, he's like, "God damn these dudes," you know. And I think that's what brought us so close is being on that tour and these like I don't know I don't even know who they were like. I mean,
and it was weed. We liked the weed.
Yeah,
That's where we
yeah.
got
Like I don't know
along.
if they were like assistants on the tour or what. Like it was weird.
It was anyone that get him pussy. That's
Yeah,
all it was.
getting pussy.
Anyone, anything that he lacked, which was everything. So we had everyone doing everything. We even had a fool on the bus to make fun of, so no one made fun of him. I think that's where that came from.
Yeah,
His name
yeah.
was Poop.
Yeah.
And these guys were actually rubbing shit on their asses to impress you. I remember this. This guy was sticking his hand in his ass, and he'd be like, "Watch this." And he'd go up and fucking rub it on Poop's face.
I know.
You
So
know?
the dude became named Poop because he just was always smelling like poop because everyone's rubbing their poop on him. Like he didn't even know it, and he'd be like hitting on girls, and he's just smelling like poop, and you could just see the girls' faces like, like they'll get like a whiff of whatever was on him.
Becky, I think he smells like shit. I don't think you should fuck him.
I'm
gonna
definitely
fuck
not
him
gonna
anyway.
fuck him. Yeah.
They wrote up on the Loud Energy Drink bus tour. I'm definitely gonna fuck it.
Yeah. So fuck. I mean, Poop. I remember at the time there was that song "Superman That Hoe" or whatever,
yeah.
and he just kept
was
doing
so
the
good at
dance to it, and I was like, dude, like this is not a good look for us. Like, you know, like I just kept saying to you, like, dude, you're like a tattoo guy. I did all the Jackass shit and the Viva La Bam stuff, and like that is not like he had like spiky hair.
Spike, like 3-inch plus.
Yeah, like these
Yeah.
hard spiky hair, and he was dancing to Superman That Hoe, and like I was like, where the fuck did this dude come from? Like that is not the guy that I should be with. Like
No, it's not good for your image.
Yeah,
Not good.
Like, and not that you give a shit about your image,
Yeah.
but if you did, you kind of go, I don't know that he's the one that should be in the mix.
It would be better too if he was doing the dance and he didn't know it perfectly. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah,
did that in
yeah,
front of
yeah.
his mirror at his house, like and how fucking
Yeah,
lame
yeah,
is
yeah,
that? Like,
yeah.
Superman, he was so good at it,
Practicing
which made
that
him
shit like,
so terrible.
dude, this Superman, these hoes, I'm gonna get so much pussy. So
and he ended up quitting the tour because we fucked with him so hard.
yeah,
Remember?
he ended up leaving. I mean, I kind of like felt bad for him a little bit. I like other guys were messing with him, and I probably got in on it as I got drunk and stuff.
You
For
know.
sure. Those days I was partying like a maniac,
Yeah.
but anyway, that's how we met. Was the Loud Energy Drink tour, and this was like 10 years ago or something.
You
So
think you get Loud energy drink to sponsor?
yeah,
this?
that's by the way, Loud Energy Drink is one of our sponsors.
I think I have a case of that shit. It's holding up the kitchen table.
Yeah. So on that tour, some funny stuff went down. Like I remember, like we were sitting there one day, and we were at this girl's house. We were staying with this girl. Like one of the tour manager guys was sleeping with this girl, and she reminded me of Christina Aguilera, or like she was like a Christina Aguilera wannabe.
Yeah, this is the time where
Yeah, like
everyone wanted to
you
look
dyed
like the
one
dirty
part
Christina
of it
Aguilera.
pink. Yeah.
Dirty.
Dirty.
Dirty. But I'm not a slut. Yeah, okay.
All right,
Tell that
all
to
right.
your pussy.
Yeah. Oh man. So we're sitting there, and then I had to take a shit really bad, and shit just sort of seems to be my thing. So I grabbed this cup, took a shit in it, and was like, dude, I can't stand this chick, and like this bitch is so annoying, whatever, blah blah blah. So we take the shit, then we go to put it into the like.
Well, first you wanted to put it in the luggage in the closet.
No, that's where we had to do it because Remember? So we wanted to put it in the vents.
Oh,
So
yeah,
then,
that's
so
right.
then the
That's right.
shit would smell all through the house.
Without anyone knowing.
Yeah, and they wouldn't
Call-
know.
call
So
the
we're up there,
landlord.
like, you're like holding the couch so that I could stand on it. I'm like unscrewing it with a cup of shit in my hand. I'm up there like unscrewing.
And like poop, it was so smell. This is like an apartment, by the way. So we had this grand plan of sticking shit in the vent.
Yeah.
And did that not work out?
Yeah, so that's what ended up happening is that they came in.
Oh yeah.
Like they came home like right while we're like standing on the couch with the vent open with a cup of shit in our hand, like, hey, hey, and they're like, what's going on? And while I'm up there, I'm like, oh, I don't think the AC's working. Like, and I like put my hand, I'm like, oh, I just don't think I don't think anything's coming out of it. And then
Smells like shit in here.
yeah. And so they like came in, go into the bathroom, and that was when we were in like mad dash, like trying to figure out what were we gonna do with this cup of shit, like where are we gonna put it? And we found this closet that had her like Louis Vuitton luggage in it, and it's like this fucking expensive ass luggage, and so then I just like throw the shit cup like in there, and there's just poop like all smeared in her luggage, and we close it up. I mean, we were fucking assholes, but it was funny at the
This is
time.
a good time to point out the plug for Sonic because it was a Sonic cup that had that
Oh
creepy
yeah,
shit in it. You know?
Yeah, Sonic, who has those tater tots and hot dogs.
Eat the hot dog, shit in a cup, and hide it at your friend's house.
Yeah, at the Sonic. Come on down to the Sonic. Eat a hot dog, shit yourself, and then put it in their matched luggage. But yeah, so we end up leaving it in there, and then we get back on the road.
Well, no, they kicked me off after that. I was done.
Oh, wait.
I had to go home.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, they were like, okay, we gotta get rid of these people. So they're like, you gotta go.
Oh,
And
yeah. Wait, because somehow the cops came, but when I remember halfway down the road, they're like, the one dude found out, like, yo, did you shit in my girlfriend's luggage? I was like, what? I don't know. What? Like, I don't think so. So she found out that her expensive ass luggage was ruined from shit. But yeah, like what happened? The cops came and then you climbed up into the like engine compartment.
Well, yeah, dude, I totally bamboozled you guys because I was like maybe 18 years old, and I had a fake ID that said I was 26 or some shit.
Yeah.
So like for 3 years of our friendship, you thought I was older. You know?
Yeah, we went to a bar and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can get in. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I lost my fake ID, and they're hard to kind of just get.
Yeah, I thought you were like 26. I'm like, what? You're like, oh, I'm 19.
Yeah.
Like, 19.
I took my brother's birth certificate and post 9/11, you know,
Yeah.
and went in there with his goofy glasses on, couldn't see shit for like 4 hours that you're there at the DMV, and got my picture on all his information, and decided to go on the Loud Energy Drink tour at 19 years old, you know.
That's kind of alarming that this is after 9/11 and you could still just take some fake, you know, like take yourself and somebody else's information, get a picture, have an ID, and just be
Whoever you want.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's like LA.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Whoever you want. Just make sure your brother doesn't get mad at you.
So after all the poop on that tour, you get kicked off.
Poop and pussy.
And then we kept going for a little while, but I just remember at the end of that being like, "Fuck, that was the only dude I wanted to hang out with." And
now this tour sucks.
Yeah, and then we finished up the tour or whatever, and get home, and you and I stayed in touch, and then like kept like meeting up and hanging out, and that's when you introduced me to Big Dirty.
Big Dirty.
And Dane, your brother.
Oh, Dane, baby bird.
And Randy boy.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And so, yeah, like that was just crazy. I remember you're like, hey, I want you to meet Big Dirty. And Big Dirty is like, he's just like a magnetic dude. Like this huge guy with American Beauty tattooed across his stomach. He's got like braids that he got from a black hooker, and he would always like hire a black hooker not to have sex with her, but just to do his braids.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is that? Like
two hookers.
Yeah.
And then there's one bothering me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. Dude, Big Dirty, don't let them in unless they're 10s, all right? Dude, they're fucking 10s. Opens the door. They're -4.
Yeah, like when is a hooker ever a 10?
So he's like, show me your tits so I know you're not a cop.
Yeah,
They do that, and like these are some Delaware like busted fucking hookers, dude.
Oh, man.
And
Yeah.
So he's getting his hair braided with her tits out and whatever, and then I'm just smoking weed on the bed, and she's like getting closer to me, like, so what are you into? I'm like, not this, dude. I said 10s or nothing, and you guys are fucking freezing, man. And, yeah, and he never would like fuck with them. He just liked the company, you know. He just get his hair braided and like fucking flirt with these gross hookers. You know?
Yeah, so he's like he didn't even want to have sex with them. He just wanted their company.
That's the weird. Everyone's like, well,
That's
he
crazy.
gets hookers and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but he doesn't. He just likes to fuck with them. Like expensive jokes.
Yeah.
That's Big Dirty. Expensive jokes.
Yeah, that kind of nails it in a nutshell. Like I remember, like right when I met him, it was just like, "Hey, Chris! Oh, Chris, I love you, Chris."
Love
He's
you,
like,
Chris.
"Somebody get me some brown liquor," and then like. You get him brown liquor, and all of a sudden that dude is hammered, and shit is coming off, like the wheels are coming off.
Oh yeah.
And it's hilarious because back in that time I was drinking like crazy and just being wild as well, and it was just fun to watch that. Like, but I love that dude, and just like connected with him immediately, and we'll have to see if we can get him on here at some point. Get him on via Skype
man.
call.
Oh,
but
yeah.
but Big Dirty is he's a wild man, and then he introduced us to his lovely sister.
Davion.
Fucking welcome next to the stage, Davion. His sister is an actual crack whore.
Yeah, and she's very proud of that.
Yeah, like
What do you do, Davion?
Yeah.
I smoke crack.
and she prostitutes herself to get the crack.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, your sister's an actual crack whore. That's fucking crazy. And he's just like, yeah. So he's going to bring her up one time, and you're like, yeah, I'll be up. And I'm thinking Mitchell's coming up, and then all of a sudden, Dirty and Davion show up, and there's no Mitchell in sight.
No.
He's like, dude, I couldn't do that. Sorry. And then he just ditched out.
I'm sick. I don't feel good.
Yeah.
Well,
so
from
she
Virginia,
comes up.
Virginia to Philly is like 5 hours.
Oh,
okay.
God, sitting in that car.
When I believe I turned maybe, I was hitting puberty, maybe like 14, 15. The first time I met her, she said, I'm fucking you. So I'm terrified. I haven't even got my dick like wet yet. And fucking this crack whore wants to fuck me. So I'm automatically terrified. I'm like, okay, if I go down this road, this is where I'm starting. This is where I'm going to start with Davion.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm terrified of her.
Breaking that seal with
I just introduced Dirty to you. I'm coming up. We're about to film some shit. He pulls up with Davion in the car. When are we getting heroin? Where's the fucking booze? This isn't enough alcohol in this booze. We need something stronger. I get in and we're going and we're about to get off the exit and I'm like, I don't feel good, dude. You gotta take me home. You gotta take me home.
I don't feel good.
And then I texted you and I was just like, good luck.
I conveniently got sick as I noticed that this was not unfolding how I wanted
Couldn't
it to.
do it. Couldn't
Dude,
do it.
And I don't blame you because as soon as she got up there, fuck, dude, that lady was something else. So she gets there and like she gets to Joe's house and she's right away like, I need some cocaine. Like what the fuck's going on? I need some beer. You don't have any beer. So Joe gets her like Milwaukee's Best or something, like the worst beer he could find. Cause like my buddy Joe is like a beer collector, has every awesome beer there ever was. And he gets her Milwaukee's Best and she cracks it open. She's drinking it. She's like, oh my God, this is my favorite beer. And I'm thinking like, I think beer is your favorite beer. You know, like whatever it is your favorite. And so they get in the car to drive to the beer distributor because that Joe owns a beer distributor. Yeah. And so they're driving there with his father-in-law and him and Dirty and Davion, and then I think Bataro was in the car.
Yeah.
And we're trying to film like these little skits and stuff at the beer distributor that day. And so me and Gabe go, and Gabe's my buddy that we, wrote Borrowed Happiness with, And so we go over there to meet them. And when they get there, dude, like they look like they saw a ghost. Like Joe got out of the car and he's like, dude. I'm like, what happened? He's like, as soon as we get there, like, you know, I picked up my father-in-law and he's all in the car. And then like she's screaming and hollering about wanting cocaine. And it's like fucking 9 a.m. And then like, he's like, and then she, you know, she needed beer. So I got her like Milwaukee's Best and she's drinking this shitty beer in the morning. And she's flipping out. And then she's basically like fucking doing these like lunge things in the back seat. And then that was wafting her pussy smell. So her pussy smell is like filling the whole car.
That hard-working pussy smell.
Like that thing has been working, you know?
Deserves an award. It works harder than fucking most things.
Yeah, so it's like this
Deserves
trash
its own
pussy smell that's like wafting throughout the car. And Joe's like, dude. And like the father-in-law is like, you know, he's like a conservative dude. So he's just sitting there like, oh, what's Joseph getting himself into? You know, and so they get there, and then right as soon as they get there, she runs out. She's like, y'all are boring. She's like, don't you have like a rope swing or like a river or something? I want some cocaine. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. And this chick, she runs out and she's, give me cocaine, come on. And then she takes her bottoms off, and she had just her fucking vagina is just exposed.
Oh, yeah.
And this is like right at the store.
Yeah.
You know, so she's just full bottoms off, and then she's doing cartwheels. Like a cartwheel to like a pussy smash on this dirt gravel thing. Like it was like a full cartwheel to a full split pussy smash
Smashing the ground.
on the ground. And she's like, oh yeah, and like there's just all this dirt like going into her vagina, and I'm like, oh my fuck, like ew, like, and Dirty's just over there like, hey, what's up, Chris?
Oh yeah,
you know, and like
this
he
shit does
doesn't
not
even
bother
notice
him.
it.
No, because he's done this he's been around this shit his whole fucking
Yeah,
life.
so
know?
it's like it doesn't bother him, doesn't like even notice it. And she's doing these pussy smashes, and then she comes up and she goes, yeah, y'all don't know about nothing. She's like, you know what? I want to go out into the woods and find Sasquatch, because Sasquatch wants that good pussy. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm cracking up, and like, Bataro's already like worn out on it.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
like he's already, like Lord Bataro from CKY or whatever, he's in the thing, and he's already worn out because he did the whole smelly pussy ride from Joe's house.
It's funny now.
Yeah,
it's funny
yeah.
now, but at a couple hours of this shit, you gotta imagine these guys
just
are fucking
worn
dying.
out.
What's that smell?
Yeah.
That's just pussy, baby.
Yeah. And so, dude, I'm cracking up to it still because I'm new to it. It's
Yeah.
only like about 10, 15 minutes in.
And see, I am not new to it.
Yeah.
So that's why I fucking failed.
So she's doing cartwheel pussy smashes and then saying Sasquatch wants that good pussy, and like that line will always stick out to me forever. Sasquatch wants that good pussy, and I
think you crazy. I'm gonna fuck Sasquatch.
like yeah, like
That's
like,
what it was,
Like
dude.
somehow in Sasquatch's world, that's good pussy because that shit was so rank and smelled so disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
That in Sasquatch's world, that's good pussy. And so now I was starting to understand the logic of Sweet Davion.
Oh yeah, and in her imaginary world, fucking Sasquatch is out there, and he wants that good pussy.
Hey, good pussy. Dude, well, I also, you know, right after that stuff, we were filming things, and Dirty bought this camera, and so we were like, oh, let's film some stuff, and you and I had started kind of that idea for the rock group. Like we wanted to do a show where we were kind of traveling around, having Battle of the Bands, finding an awesome band, and then sending them to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame to do a final Battle of the Bands, and then the final Battle of the Bands would get signed by Sony, and our buddy Neil.
Who? Sonny?
Sonny,
Is that what it-
Sonny,
okay,
yeah. I think it was Sonny.
Sonny headphones.
Yeah.
That's the plug.
Yes. Signed by Sonny. So then we started filming this thing, and our buddy Neil Schwartz was like, teaching us kind of how to get this thing going, and he was in the music business forever. He discovered like Nas and Fugees and did a bunch of work with them, and then he's got some friends all in the music business, and he was into the show idea, and the concept was like me, you, Dirty, Lord Bataro, and then Colt Darling, and then your brother Dane was
Yeah.
sex appeal.
Yes.
And because we needed sex appeal for the show, and so we needed Dane in there. But yeah, that whole concept was just a bunch of fucking misfit dudes like wandering around the country trying to find this like the next band that was gonna be, you know, big, and I just thought that would be super fun because we would just do stupid shit, and so we were pitching the show for a long time. We went and we filmed some stuff, and then we did an event for the USO. And we had like comedians out, and we had like Playboy playmates, and like all this, you know,
All the tits.
all the tits.
Oh, I love tits.
Lots of tits.
Lots of tits.
And so we did that, and we shot that thing, and then, you know, and we pitched it for a while, but it never ended up getting picked up. But it was fun because it was just fun to film with you and Bitaro and Big Dirty and Colt Darling and Old Sex Appeal. Mm-hmm. And yeah, no, I love that. So it kind of like kept solidifying our relationship more and more. And
You gotta try things.
yeah,
You know what the fuck? You gotta try things.
well, when we did that event, what you tried was to set up this contest, and it was fucking hilarious because, like, my idea was like, yo, do you think you'd be willing to like give away a tattoo for like a raffle? And you're like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But your idea was the only way I'm giving away a tattoo is if it's the worst fucking tattoo ever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm on board for that, you know? And so you got up there and set up the raffle and did that thing. And the dude who...
Kyle.
Yeah, Kyle. The dude who won ended up getting this tattoo. Like, you gotta... I mean, it was hilarious. It ended up being called The Conception of Kyle.
The Conception of Kyle. So we took a bunch of different ideas, and we picked the one from Kyle, which was his mom getting fucked by his dad. And we're tattooing this in a Philadelphia bar, okay? So it's fucking dirty.
Yeah.
Right? You know,
Oh, yeah.
just smell. I can smell it right now, just thinking about it. But dude, he was all about it. He got his dad, and they looked so shitty because we were all drunk at this point.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like, oh, we're doing this event. Yeah, it's all our thing, but we're just slamming shots and getting fucked up. So,
Yeah.
like, it was this really shitty drawing of this like wacky guy and this like terrible looking mom, and we ended up just putting mom with an arrow to the lady and then a dad to the arrow to the guy because it was so bad, so wasted. Like, it looked so fucking terrible.
Dude, yeah, we were incredibly drunk that night, and that was a couple months before I finally got sober. But
yeah, you were like all in army gear and like,
Yeah.
where did you even get that?
oh, my brother is a Marine, so he gave me
okay.
that stuff. But because he connected us to the USO, and that's how when we did the Battle of the Bands, we raised the money and we gave it to the USO.
Yeah.
Which we did have a good cause, and they ended up using that money to do some welcome home dinners for some of the soldiers and stuff. So it was like for a good cause, and the whole concept of it was, let's go have fun, let's do crazy shit, let's tattoo, you know, kids' parents fucking each other on their legs, and then we gave all the money to the USO. But it was funny because Kyle, I don't think, had a tattoo. I think that was it. Like,
Oh, no.
And he got it right on his leg, and it's like, oh man, and it's this awful mom getting fucked by dad.
Yeah.
And it was, ugh.
And as a professional tattoo artist now, 10 years later,
Yeah.
like, fuck. If someone's like, you want to tattoo at this dirty fucking bar in Philadelphia, I'd be like, hell no, I'd never do that.
I
you
know, dude.
And-
Yeah. No, because I got the tattoo from you the other day, and you did it at our house, which was
Shut up,
outside of outside. Yeah, but it was super clean,
Oh,
and
yeah,
everything
yeah.
was legit, and like I was like, damn, you know, but I've come down to your shop and see
Yeah,
how it is, and
you
it's,
know, over
it's
time
totally
you get
legit.
good.
Yeah.
You trust you can really do that shit wherever you want, you know, as long as you trust the person and it's clean, you know.
Yeah.
This isn't fucking some bar in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Dude, but that brings up like the main thing, like obviously what you're known for is tattooing, and we were joking the other day, like when you did these little tattoos on our hands and on my wife's arms, like, okay, cool, thanks for these. Now we're gonna go to the other guy to get the real big time one. But no, man, you do incredible work, and anybody that's listening, check out MitchellCanter.com. It's MitchellCanter.com, or it's Mitchell Tattoo on Instagram. Mitchell Tattoo on Instagram has like a ton of photos from some of the awesome stuff that you've done, and dude, it's impressive and amazing, and to see the evolution of it as as you've done it for all these years, and just to see like the stuff that happens. Like, dude, there's one on here on your website like of this like lion and like the eyes that are on it, like it's like that. Like the blue eyes, I'm sorry, the lion's over here. This one's the tiger with the with the blue eyes. Like that thing is incredible, and just the detail in eyes when you do the eyes is so cool. Like, I mean, I'm not a guy with a lot of tattoos, but you're the only one. I mean, aside from that crappy tribal, you're the only one that ever tattooed me. But like if I did go big and started to get more of this, like you would definitely be the dude, because this stuff is incredible. And if you look through his Instagram and his website, there's just some really awesome stuff. And I don't know, I just wanted to hear a little bit about what it's like. Like, there's got to be people that come in and want tribals, and then you're like,
This is a progression thing, over the years, I needed to pay bills, and I needed to do that. So I was getting paid to practice, which is fucking awesome. Like, whoever gets paid to practice, like, their career? Not many people, but I got paid to practice and do all the things that I didn't want to do. And, over time, I saved money, and I really just picked projects that I could show off. It was no longer, I need to pay this fucking bill. It's like, now I'm obsessed. I want you to show this off. I want people to see it. And I wanted people to see what I can do. Yeah. I couldn't even care less about the money at that point, Yeah. And to this day, that's how it is.
That's awesome.
I'm finally to the point where I turn down the shit I don't want to do. No offense, but it's just not the shit I want to do.
Yeah.
Once I hear the idea, if it comes to me in my head and I like it, then I'm gonna run with it. And everything's about money, and it always has been. But really, honestly, it's not about that with me. I really want to put something and just step up my game.
Yeah.
And I'm the only one in my competition. I don't hang out with tattoo artists. I don't really talk to tattoo artists. I'm in competition with myself.
Yeah.
Always. And I think that's where the progression gets better and better.
Yeah. Well, it's cool because I'll see sometimes like you have people that'll like want to get a tattoo, and they'll let you go freehand and do some stuff.
Yeah.
And that's amazing to see. That's the work that you've done freehand as well. And I remember like when you first started painting, you were like, "Oh, it's the first one I ever did." And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Because it's so annoying. Like, you're like, what? That's the first painting, and then it's just this awesome painting, and like.
But to an artist, dude, it's like not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's awesome that you say that, but it's really like, ask any artist and skateboarder or whatever. It's like, whoa, what the fuck? That's awesome. It's like, no, I wanted to be better.
Yeah.
And that shows that person is probably going to get better.
Yeah.
The person that says, I'm the fucking man. Yeah, that's my first fucking painting. Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, because that's about it for you then, if that's how you feel. Yeah, for sure. No, I get it. You gotta kind of keep going after getting better, and that's cool. But I have seen the progression of you over these years, and it's amazing to see, and just to kind of witness that. Like, I see all these, you did Edgar Allan Poe here. That one's a rad one, and this is what she's the
that's the Bride of Frankenstein.
Bride of Frankenstein.
And man, I knew I took this shit seriously, because even in the partying days and like drinking, like snorting coke and shit, I would drink and snort coke and like set up my tattoo stuff. And as soon as I started working, I wasn't high anymore. I wasn't high. Like, that was making me high. So
yeah.
That
so
was
that's
my
how you
thing.
kind of were like, dude, you're just not into like the whole party scene, like. Because I always remember hanging out with you and like, yeah, you'd hang out and do that, but like you kind of took it easier. At least, like for me, like when I got sober and then I would be around you, and like we went to Bonnaroo when I was 9 months sober, and
that was a risky one.
And well, it was like this mindset of like I have to be able to live life if I'm not gonna do drugs and drink.
Yeah.
Like I have to be able to do stuff that I want to do still.
Yeah.
Or
So
else I'll
you
just
threw
go
yourself
back
in
to
the
it.
party.
Yeah. So like we get there and it's like we like do like a yoga thing, go throw frisbees, and you had like a joint and then a beer throughout the whole weekend.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, go have more. Like, you know, like, cause I didn't get it. Like the way that I drank and did drugs, like I thought everybody did that, you know, like, and so when I got sober and then I saw that people didn't go that hard, I was like, you guys are fucking boring. You should really do it. And you said something to me that like always stuck with me. It was like, you know, it's like, dude, like this stuff for me is just like party favors.
Yeah.
He's like, but this stuff for you was the party.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, damn. And that made sense. And I'm like, damn, my little brother dude is like teaching me, you know, because it totally struck with me. It was like, that's the truth. That's how it was. For me, drugs and alcohol were the party. And for you, it was just party favors. And it was like, oh, maybe I'll take a little toke or maybe I'll sip a beer. But
you wouldn't even think about going to the party without that in front of your face. Normally if you go to a party, it's like, oh yeah, cool, this is here. You're like, wait, we need Coke, we need liquor, just to get out the door.
Yeah, like before you even got there, you had that shit. Like I was already fucked up before I got to the party. And and it was cool because then you were able to like, you know, hang out, have good conversations, talk about art, like things that you were interested in, and you had all these other hobbies and different things like that, and that was kind of cool to see because for me, a lot of years I filmed stuff, and then that kind of, you know, the drinking and drugging and all that other stuff progressed with the filming, and it all made sense because it was like you're fucking yourself up on film, and drinking helps with that, and all these things like and. So then after that, you know, after I was done with, you know, when I got sober, then it was like, oh, what the hell do I do? And then I started kind of getting into the camera thing and doing that stuff and finding a way to do other things. And it was funny because when I first was starting to do it, everyone like, you know, you put it on YouTube and it's like, hey man, thanks Rab, that's cool. I'm glad you're doing stuff. And then there's one guy like, you fucking suck. Why are you even doing anything? You idiot. You know, and then like you're like, oh, okay, I guess I won't do it. But that was like, you know, I had to learn that like, you know, I just had to kind of tune that out and just keep doing what I was doing because that's the thing I've done since I was a little kid and I know that well, and so I keep doing that. And so I made that little short film, Borrowed Happiness, and I wanted you to be in it, and I wanted Dirty to be in it, and our buddy Doug, who's another tattoo artist, and you guys came in and did this scene, and it was funny because the scene probably doesn't even make any sense to the movie, but I just had to have you guys in there, so I just didn't even care that it didn't make much sense to it, but it was like I wanted to bring you in, and dude, when you come in, it's freaking hilarious. So you're like, give me a drink. Yeah. Oh, it tastes like dick milk, you know.
Like,
and then
that was instant. I never heard that before.
Yeah.
That came out of nowhere, dude. Dick milk.
That's
Come
sick.
on.
Yeah.
That should be used more.
Yeah.
Hashtag dick milk.
Yeah.
Because think about it.
That's what we'll call this episode, Dick Milk. But yeah, no, so it was funny because you guys came up and you're partying and hanging out and Dirty was all drinking brown liquor and it was so hard because I was sober at this point and I was trying to make this movie and we had a lot of people there that day, you know, and I'm trying to like, you know, we had a bare bones crew and some people didn't really have much experience, but it was like an opportunity for people to learn, you know, how to make this super low budget indie thing and you know, you can't even call it low budget because it's no budget. We did it like for fucking the price of like lunch.
Yeah.
And it was crazy though because like there's so many moving parts and then Dirty's just being all hammered and not getting his line right and I'm like, god damn, like just say it, you know.
Just even having him around while you're trying to film. Okay, if you're doing films, I've been around this shit. You need to be quiet, like shut the fuck up because we don't want to do this over and over again. He's so far away, and all you hear is, Rab, I need another beer.
Yeah.
Shut up, we're trying to film. This is the 6th time we've asked you to shut the fuck up. Okay. I love you, man. I love you.
Yeah.
I'll be quiet.
Like, and I was like, I know you love me. I know. Come on.
But I love you,
And
man.
I love you too. Now get the hell out of here.
But we need you to shut the fuck up
Yeah.
right now. Everyone's working for just lunch here. Like, let's
Yeah.
make this work.
Yeah, like, and it was funny. And then I remember, like, he said a couple funny lines, and then, like, he got it. And there's this part, like, in the extras where I'm just like, all right, we got it. Like, and I was all, you could hear, like, how mad I am in
Yeah.
and like, all right, we got it. Moving on.
Yeah,
You know, like,
because you're running the show, by the way.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Big Dirty's enough to to handle. You
Yeah.
got a bunch of people asking where they need to be.
Yeah.
What are they doing
Yeah.
here? You know, what
Yeah.
the fuck? It's hot. I'm
Yeah.
hungry.
We needed-
Do we
we
drink
needed an
fake
AD
beer?
on
Do we
that,
drink real
and-
beer?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
For some reason, we were all drinking real beer.
Yeah, and we needed an AD on it because
Yeah.
that's like who helps the set kind of run smoothly. And I
So
kind of
props to
had
those
to
guys.
act to that. I
Yeah.
had to be that while I'm trying to direct, and that was like really hard to do. Too many moving parts, too many things, but it all turned out to be a lot of fun. And you know, the movie sucked, but I learned a lot from
See,
it.
I
And-
think it's fucking funny.
Yeah.
So when I say my paintings suck and you tell me they're great, now you get it because
Yeah.
you're an artist as well.
Yeah.
So
Well,
we
I mean,
argue.
and it did, you know, in terms of like I have a lot to learn, and I learned a lot from that. And now going forward, the next one that I'll do will be a lot more simple. Like the story will be more simple because what we did on that, like there's no real character development. It's hard to follow. You don't know what's
Yeah.
happening, and that's all the process of learning how to make a movie. And then, you know, having all these people, like the couple dudes who are dressed up in drag and they're outside snorting coke in the parking lot while the one's trying to hook, like, you know,
On
like
the Ferrari.
prostitute himself on Ferraris
Yeah.
or whatever. And then Dirty's screaming and hollering, "I love you." And it was a lot going on. And so it was difficult, but it was a good learning process. And, you know, and not trying to plug that thing, but it was just a fun part with you guys. Check it out, Borrowed Happiness. It's on Big Cartel if you want to get it. And I'm pretty soon I'm going to just put it up on YouTube or whatever, the full thing, and then you can
Yo,
see
Rabs,
it.
that movie done yet?
Yeah.
Is it done?
Yeah. I
fucking
know.
a year.
Yeah, it took a while trying to get things together with it, but yeah, like it was, you know, it wasn't that great, but it was a huge learning experience, and
That's a big deal,
yeah.
dude. I mean, like, if I'm feeling creative, I go in a room by myself and I paint.
yeah.
If you get creative, you need a fucking boom guy. You
Like
need
an
a camera
army,
guy.
yeah.
You need some characters. And how the fuck do you manage that? That's so overwhelming for me.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
I could never. And you took that on, and that's a fucking cool thing. you know?
Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Yeah. Well, it is funny because I get envious of you and other guys that like will just play guitar or do things like I'm like, man, I would love to have something
Yeah.
that I could just do on my own. And I kind of, you know, I got a guitar and I strum. I don't know how to play that well, but
He just brings it to parties. and
yeah, play
plays
Jack
that one
Johnson.
Sublime song. That
It's like 40 ounce to freedom, guys.
Rita.
Yeah.
Come on, back me up here.
Yeah. Somebody, come on.
Fucking dumb.
Yeah, but no, I mean it's funny because I you know I was looking for something that you can kind of do on your own because it is a big undertaking if you're trying to make a movie and you've got a lot of people to rely
Fuck
on
yes.
and all that, but
Fuck yes. that
and then
is
you got Big Dirty screaming "I love you" the whole time you're doing it, but
Yeah, and you don't have Sonny sponsoring it either.
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
that'll
we
help
need
a
we
little.
need Sonny's money to
Sonny's money.
Yeah, Sonny's money. When they're selling great headphones like that,
yeah.
then you know they got to be banking some money somewhere.
I came here. I didn't have a headache. Now I do. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Oh man. So I mean, you know, that was a fun experience as well. And then, you know, and we're always working on stuff, which is cool. And you know, and you got to come to my wedding, which was rad. And
Yeah,
and
man.
it was awesome to have you there.
You've always been a big brother to me.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's a beautiful. I don't know how you live here in LA. You know, it's
Yeah.
fucking crazy. I can't wait to go home. Like,
Yeah.
I can't fucking wait. This
Yeah.
place wears me out. I think, Jesus, like we stayed at the Roosevelt
Yeah.
all week.
Well, that'll wear you
Our-
out.
Dude,
Yeah.
our like bills like $2,000. Who set this shit up? Brandon Novak?
Yeah.
$2,000.
Dude,
What the fuck?
I know, that's insane. Like, I mean, you guys are just staying in a really nice hotel,
Dumb.
and it's like this small room that's expensive, and then there's like a rap concert out of your window every night. I came down the other night, and it's like full on like some dude trying to get his rap career started out back.
Oh yeah,
you know,
the Thousandaires.
Yeah, and
dude, like, and another reason I came out here, my buddy Marcus Hyde, he's doing the release of his book. You know, we grew up together. He's a photographer around here. He's like
nice.
shooting Kanye West and like Kim Kardashian's family and shit.
Yeah.
So he's done really good. So I wanted to come out here for his release party. And I couldn't vibe with anyone there. I saw him, gave him a hug, and I'm like, I don't fuck with anyone here.
Yeah.
And thank God Kanye West and Kim Kardashian come walking in, because I got to just hightail it out.
Slide right out of there,
like,
Everyone's paying attention to them later.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Dude. And I love that guy to death, but like I had to bail, man. I can't talk to these pretty girls that don't talk.
Yeah.
Like
I know it's a
bizarre.
weird vibe, and I think like LA for me is kind of tailor fit for me just because I like to isolate, and and so that gives me the opportunity to do that, you know, and then also like I work as a camera guy, so work continually happens a lot.
Yeah, you got to be a little bit in there.
Yeah,
you know? But do you give a fuck?
But I can get. Like, I avoid all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I used to do that stuff when I was younger, and I remember when I lived here in my 20s, I'd be waiting outside of a club, and I'd be with a couple friends or something, and then they'd be like, oh, you're Rab? Like, you can come in? And then I'm like, like, I hated that. Like, just because I was on a TV show, then I was allowed to go into some club, and I'm like, why am I even at this club? I don't even want to be here.
Shit, I remember that.
Yeah,
I think I was part of that one time. I was like, you can come, but you can't. And
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, then I don't want to go in.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm in
like
Texas, and what else am I gonna do? You know.
And that stuff is odd to me. So I've kind of gotten away from that, and I steer clear of that kind of stuff. But I think to me, Los Angeles is whatever you want to make it, you know, and so it could be like, damn, we go down to the beach, we go surf, and that's what we're going to do this weekend. And then we go up to like Big Sur, and then we go out, like we travel a bunch, and we do fun stuff. Like my wife and I go camping and do those things. And
that's how you should live, you know, but I'm in Richmond, Virginia, and everyone's like, oh, Hollywood, all this shit, you do all this shit. And like, I can't keep up with it anymore because I really just don't fucking care.
Yeah, like, well, it's impossible to care. And I think, like, for me, it's like, dude, LA I use this place solely for the fact that the weather's great.
Yeah.
And then it happens to be where I need to be for work too. And then I kind of like avoid the hoopla of Hollywood stuff, and I don't even notice it because it's like I'm not even a part of that at all anymore.
And that's weird because you were for so long, you know.
It's
bizarre.
And then now it's like, oh, I'll go out to the Comedy Store, see some comedians. My buddy Josh Denny's a comedian, and I'll go see some of his shows. And then me and Rick Cossack will go out like to the Comedy Store on like Monday nights. They have that Kill Tony thing, that show up there, and then there's the roast battle on Tuesdays or whatever. And
shit, I've been telling anyone to kill Jeremiah.
Yeah, well, Jeremiah's the dude that's on. He's on it with Tony Hinchcliffe.
Okay.
But
so have I been saying it wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, cool,
You're saying it wrong.
I'm like, it's a great show. Kill Jeremiah.
It's Kill Tony, but but Jeremiah's on it. And he's hilarious, and all those guys are really fun. So I've kind of carved out a little niche for like what works for me here. Yeah. I love going to a bunch of like, you know, small theaters so you can see like indie films and things like that. I like doing that. I like going to the comedy shows, and I like going out and hiking and being out and go out into the
real
ocean
shit, the real world, man.
Yeah, and so that other stuff, I kind of don't even notice it.
Yeah.
But I hear you. When you go to one of those, you immediately feel like, what am I doing here? I don't belong here. I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah, no one gets my jokes.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I grew up with this guy, so he has these, you know, he's got, he's got these Hollywood friends, which is cool, you know. But the last thing he wants me to do is talk about how he like sleep in the same bed and like color my dick black with a Sharpie.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, like shit like that.
Remember when you pissed the bed when we were 8? Yeah, I do.
So I got out of there before I embarrass him and myself.
Yeah,
know?
no,
Like,
and I hear you, and it gets weird because like I'll never not be like how we are. Like I can't do that schmoozy shit, and it doesn't work for me. So like I can't pretend.
Yeah.
You know, but we've always been like, we grew up on the East Coast. That's the type of people we were. It's like, dude, if you're acting that way, people call you out on it.
Yeah.
And you know you can't get away with that.
Yeah.
Like, but some people that transplant here, like, they're like, I never was cool in high school, so I'm coming out here and I'm starting a whole new life.
Good
you
luck.
know? Yeah. And then that's what you find sometimes, and it's funny, but I choose to call it home. I'll say, you know, for the weather, for some of the cool stuff you can do, and whatever. But yeah, you won't catch me at the Kanye West Kim Kardashian premiere party or whatever.
But we'll just edit at that.
Yeah.
I love Hollywood.
Hollywood.
God, what's my flight home?
Yeah. Well, dude. Well, awesome. Thanks for coming and chatting on the podcast. It's been fun, and yeah, we'll have to get you out here more on it. But I'll have to let you know when we're filming some more stuff.
Can I stay with you next time?
Oh,
so it doesn't cost me $2,000.
I know. Well,
at the
I told you to stay here this time. You're like, no, we're gonna stay at the Roosevelt. I was like, damn, what are you, rich?
Well, now I know.
Yeah, and so stay with us next time. But I wanted to give a plug for your awesome commercial for Mitchell Tattoo.
Oh, yeah.
Which they're cat friendly, and I think it's the funniest thing ever. I want to put that up on my YouTube channel, Rab Himself Videos on YouTube. Check out this episode with Mitchell Tattoo, and then also check out his commercial for Mitchell Tattoo because it's hilarious. And I'll put some photos on Instagram at Bathroom Break Podcast for some of your tattoo work,
Cool.
man, because it's incredible, and I want people to see it.
Yeah.
And then and you're probably already booked till the end of the year, but
yeah, man.
But
That's
people will
wild.
be able to maybe reach out and get some work done by you.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for coming on, and
3 hot wet kisses for you.
ooh,
You want some more of that?
that sounds good. All right.
Later.